Hi, my name is Debra Rich. I'm the parent of a 23-year-old individual with profound autism. Um, this badge that we never leave home without when we're out in the community pretty accurately describes my son. It reads, I'm the caregiver of a child with autism. He's unresponsive, nonverbal, makes no eye contact, unaware of danger, subject to outbursts. That's a pretty accurate description of my son. What I wish more people knew about my son is that in addition to profound autism, he's also impacted by intellectual disability. He has a seizure disorder. He gets temporal lobe seizures, several times a day. He has gluten and dairy sensitivity, and just overall GI issues. He has an auditory processing disorder. He has severe sensory issues. And all of these things contribute to those sudden outbursts and periods of unresponsiveness, which a lot of people don't realize that's at the back of what's causing these behaviors with my son. So yeah, it's a challenge and it's a puzzle sometimes, especially because my son is nonverbal and can't tell us a lot of information. Sometimes it's anybody's guess what's really going on with him, but these are just some of the things that we are aware of. As they say, if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. In addition to this, my son actually dislikes fidgets. Unlike a lot of kids with autism, my son dislikes video games and electronic devices, unlike a lot of people with autism. My son dislikes animals, unlike a lot of people with autism. So these are all things that make him different than typical folks with autism. My son with autism is also not able to read or write, and so unlike some people that are nonverbal who can communicate with a communication device, they can either type or communicate in that way. My son's not able to do that, partly also because of his intellectual disability. A lot of people with autism don't realize that. They just assume, oh, we'll just let him type it out like I do. Well, he can't do that. So that's another thing people might not be aware. One thing that can make a profound impact for families, especially anywhere, but here in the state of Connecticut and anywhere around the country, we need more programs that are accepting of individuals with profound autism, especially individuals that require one-to-one support. As you can see, I'm working out of my minivan. If you're wondering why I'm doing all my recordings from here, this is my home office Monday through Friday while my son goes off to his day program from 9 until 2. So this is where I get my work done. There's my laptop, there's my lunch and my self-care kit and whatnot. So, we need, here in the state of Connecticut, we need more programs around the state, so I don't have to drive out 20 miles like I'm doing right now, Monday through Friday, so that my son can get out of the house for 5 hours and Mom can get a little bit of work done, in her minivan. And sometimes it gets very hot in here, especially in the summer, very cold in the winter. So I have a Dunkin' where I can go in and use the bathroom, and I have access to Wi-Fi here, and I can get a cup of coffee and can cool down or get warm. So instead of, having my minivan be my home office, so it's not ideal. It works, but this is far from ideal. We need more programs. We need transportation. Transportation would be here in the state of Connecticut. For adults. I mean, there's like a million van companies that transport school kids. I see them every day. I pass them, on my way here, and Why we don't have van companies, why Department of Developmental Services is not contracting out with these same companies to provide transportation for adults to their day programs. I have no idea. Maybe somebody needs, to start a van company for folks with, for adults. That would help us out a lot. But yeah, overall just more programs and whatnot. And I'm very fortunate. My employer is very flexible with me. I feel very blessed that at least I have a job. I can get a little bit of work done. And but yeah, between my full-time job and full-time caregiving, that adds up to, which I'm not paid for. That adds up to a lot of hours. So it can be very exhausting, and self-care can be very hard.